Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Our next guest is a multi-award-winning R&B-Soul duo who recently released their new single, Congratulations, from their upcoming 5th studio album, Rebirth, that drops April 2nd. Please help me welcome the one and only Ruff Endz. Welcome to the show.
Hey.
Awesome, brother.
Hey, thank you.
Appreciate you for having us, man. Steve in the building.
Most definitely. Listen, when I heard you all coming out with new music, I was like, yes, finally. Let's go back to the beginning. So you all grew up in Baltimore, and you started off as a quartet and then broke off into a duo. How did that all happen?
Well, we met up in high school. Well, we grew up in the same neighborhood, and we kind of, I knew his cousins, and he knew my family, and it was all a connection there. But in high school, we reconnected. You know what I mean? That's kind of where we really started singing together. And I was in the music room. I think I was either cutting class in the music room or something like that.
You cutting?
And we had a substitute teacher, one of them things. But anyway, I'm in there playing the piano. I got some guys around me singing. Dante is a kind of chill, laid back. He got the Pelly Pal. Remember the days of the Pelly Pal leather jackets? I don't know if you remember Pelly Pal. I don't know how old you are, but Pelly Pal was the jackets. You know what I mean? When you was from the block, you had the Pelly Pals on. You know what I mean?
Right.
So Dante swagged out, looking like, all right, these guys singing, and before you know it, he's over there singing with us. And that's the beginning of us kind of like linking. And that's basically us forming. Well, we didn't form Ruff Endz then, but that's when we started singing. Later, the guy from, he's actually he was a hometown celebrity in our eyes, man. A guy named Scola.
Okay.
If you're familiar with Scola from Drew Hill, at one time he was a member of Drew Hill. They had him from Baltimore. Yeah. He's actually was the one that basically told us, man, look, y'all, you don't need them other guys if they don't want to do music. Y'all just do it with both of y'all, man. Y'all can rock with just y'all. Y'all got the passion, y'all got the hunger, y'all from around the way. Everybody love y'all. Look, just rock with y'all. And that's kind of how, we became a two-man group. And the rest is history.
And you get signed in '99 to Epic Records. What was it like when y'all finally, I mean, that's everyone, that sings or does music, they wanted to get that deal. What was it like when you all got signed?
Man, it was like a deja vu moment almost, because at that point we were like grinding, like the definition of grinding. Like sleep was like a afterthought after afterthought. You know what I mean? He was every waking moment of the day we was trying to do something and push our career or meet somebody or whatever the case is. So actually when we found out we was actually getting signed, we came to the office and we signed the papers. And after we signed, Dave McPherson, shout out to Dave McPherson and Sony Epic. Dave McPherson you're like, what's up? He's like, y'all ain't jumping around? Y'all ain't super happy? What's good? He's like, y'all just signed. You know how many people want to wait for this moment? Be like, don't get us wrong. We happy, but we know the work starts now. It's plus we was in the studio all night last night. You feel what I'm saying? So for us, it was like, it was a great feeling, but it wasn't how most people think. It put us in a certain zone. You know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful for that. I'm definitely grateful even to remember that moment, because it feels what we're doing now.
Yeah.
It feels what we're doing now.
Most definitely. And so your first official single, because you all, from your first album, No More, that comes out, goes straight to #1 on the R&B hip hop charts. Were you thinking, and peeped on that #5 on Billboard 100. What was it? All the hard work, first single out the gate is a hit. What's the reaction for y'all?
I'll never forget it. We was in Atlanta when we got the news. My girl Sharita was the Sharita, yeah. She was the rep for Sony rep in that area. And I remember, I forget what club, Dante probably know what club we was at. We was at some club that's famous. What?
You was either at Chili Peppers or the Kaya Club.
One of those clubs. And she announced, she just came over to us like, y'all record, you #1 R&B, got the #1 R&B a record in the country. I'm like, what?
Right.
You got the #1 R&B record in the country right now. I'm like,
it was
we wasn't, we just still grinding.
Right.
It was like a never ending. We told Sony would give us what to do, and we was like, well, what do we do next? Y'all got all these shows to do. Y'all got to promote. Got to hit the, and we got to work this record and get all of these. We did a lot of free radio shows, man. And that's how back in the day, you come and do my summer jam, we play your record. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
So we was doing all of that kind of stuff. And we were just working. And when you're in the grind, you don't realize how much stuff you're building, especially when your head is down and you just working. So when she told us that, it was like, and I think that was the night we really got a chance to really celebrate. Because I had a big bottle of Moet that was like a baby. It was like literally it was like one of those bottles that look unreal. It was like a small baby, you know what I mean? And I was walking around the club and we were just celebrating. It was a wonderful time, man. Unreal.
It was your birthday.
Oh,
that's crazy. Wow, you put it all in perspective now.
That's the best birthday gift I can imagine.
It's August. I remember. You feel me? I remember. It was your birthday. Outkast was there. Too Short was there that night. Members of Jagged Edge was there. Members of Jim Crow, Jazzy Faye, Teddy P, the producer, was there. There was a bunch of people in the house that night. It was serious. Nice. The Brat was there. I think that night it was a lot of people there. It was thick. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the night where I was the first time I ever got drunk. That's why I don't remember much of that thing. First time he had to take me back. I don't even remember. He was saying, boy, you was off the hook that night. I was talking to people crazy and everything, man. It was a wild night.
One of those nights. So how did life change for you all once you became a household name or famous? How did it change for you?
Just like you saying, like it went from, I ain't gonna say necessarily people not paying you attention, but you're not going unnoticed.
Right. Yeah.
When you're not going unnoticed, it's a different type of reality. It's a different type of life. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're thinking about everything you're doing, everything you're saying. Yeah. And this is before the internet was what it is now. Just think about that for a minute. Now you really gotta watch what you're saying, what you taught us. You look over and somebody like this.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, definitely it made it is a point of freedom. I gotta say that. And when I say freedom, it's like to be able to turn what people told me was a dream into a goal and make that goal a reality. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's something that you teach, that you tell your kids, right. To motivate them before they, playing soccer or baseball or cheerleading team or something. Like, I get a chance to live that. And that makes me grateful on so many levels. And that brings us to this album, man. That's what I feel like we put in this album. So I ain't gonna get too deep.
Yeah. Well, so obviously you all didn't have no sophomore curse, because your first single on the second album is a hit. And I told you all before we started recording, my mother's favorite song by you all. How did you know that would be the first single off the second album? That this should be the first single?
We actually didn't know. We didn't know. It was a lot going on, man. So Cash Money came out on a soundtrack. I Spy, Eddie Murphy and Owen Wilson had a movie called I Spy that came out, and they featured Cash Money in the movie. So that was kind of like a soft release to the real single, which was Someone to Love You.
Right.
And we didn't know, we definitely knew it was a great song, but you know, we had No More. A lot of people didn't even make the connection from No More to Someone to Love You. You know what I mean? Because No More, we looking like, you know, we all like, you know, flashy. You know how that video was. You got the girls with the chicken head box that they had and stuff. And we in the gold box dancing with the girls. And then Someone to Love You, we got on suits. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
So it was a different vibe. Some people didn't even make the connection of two. But Someone to Love You, it just did what it had. I mean, it did what it did, man. And it was out of here. We had people, I remember people at the radio station saying, yo, what's going on with Sony? This record is out of here. Right. Like the radio stations was calling Sony like, why ain't y'all working this record? Y'all need to like, they radio stations got on them about really pushing that record, man. And you know, Someone to Love You was definitely, it dominated the AC charts, man, Urban AC, and for like 20 something weeks or something like that. So just blessed to be, you know, to have records that is the reason why we can even come back today. You know what I mean? So and that's a blessing in itself. So we appreciate everybody at Epic at the time, David McPherson, the whole Epic squad that loved on Two Boys from Baltimore, man, and help us to get to where we are now, man, and really sustain our career so that we can actually make a comeback, you know?
Yeah. Well, you all took a break, and then in 2004, I want to talk about this song, Time for Change. And you all wrote this song, released this song for a special reason. What was the reason?
Well, you got to talk about the comeback, because that leads right into the comeback. Right. Tell that story.
Yeah, talk about the comeback.
The divine intervention.
So all right, so you start the comeback out, and we'll lead into that real quick.
All right. So I haven't talked to Dante in a while. You know, this is years, maybe. You know what I mean? I might have talked to him a few times, but we haven't seen each other in a while.
Cut you off, what all made you all split up originally?
Originally, there was so much going on. People at Sony was getting fired. Basically, the whole Sony got let go.
Okay.
And then me and Dante, my father had passed away. Me and Dante, we are friendship. So we had our problems and issues.
Yeah.
I had a baby on the way. There was a lot of things going on, you know what I mean? So we decided to part ways. And then years, you know, I went on my personal journey. Dante went to doing different things with the group Slave, and he got into some voiceover work. I was producing, doing stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah. But
all that was basically stuff that helped us to be where we are now. When we got back together, it was a divine situation, man, because at the time, Dante had already called me and was going to let me know, like, look, you know, there's some shows coming up. You know, I want to be with, you know, it's another guy we knew from Baltimore that sings. So he actually stood in for me, and they were doing shows. It's Ruff Endz, you know what I mean? And Dante had did this show, one of the last shows he did, and the girl was actually talking to him on the phone. Now, we're in a place in Baltimore called Pikesville, Maryland, where there's a lot of Jewish people in this area. And they all, on the weekends, they are walking all over they take over the whole area. Right, so I'm not thinking I'm gonna see Dante. Now, we're talking about each other at the same time, my brother. This is how crazy this is. I'm in the car, and I'm saying something like, man, you know, every time I see somebody, I think it's Dante. Look, that guy right there look like Dante. Right. And I turn the corner, I look, see another guy? That looked like Dante right there. Now, when I said that, that was actually Dante. Wow. Now, let's cut to Dante's on the phone with a girl that saw the show that he did, like, I don't know, a few days ago or whatever. And she was saying, look, the guy you sung with, he cool, he can sing, but he ain't Dave. You got to get the original member back. I don't know what y'all got to do, but y'all got it. And while she's saying this and she's going on and on, Dante's trying to like break in the conversation. You know how somebody keep going and they won't let you talk. He finally got a word, and he's like, look, oh my God, you won't believe this. While you're talking about him, Dave is actually running across the field like something out of a movie right now.
That is crazy.
In slow motion. And I'm like running to him like, Dante. And he's like, it was crazy. And that's how we reconnected. And that was right when Baltimore, the uprisings, all of that happened with our city with Freddie Gray, and we got together to do something for our city. You know what I mean? And we did a song called "Time for Change," and that was actually the beginning of the rebirth of us coming back to R&B.
And when you all got back together and start working together, did it feel like old times, or was it a new experience? What was it for you?
It was a little bit of both. It was a little bit of newness because we had grown up.
Right. Yeah.
We had matured a lot in ways. We had got the time to mature in ways as men that we didn't really have a chance to do because we jumped right out on the road from almost felt like high school. We got a job right after that, and that was trying to do stuff, and almost got signed by Patti LaBelle and the group. It's like we ain't really had time to focus and say, okay, how do you be a man in this world? How do you be a father?
Yeah.
How do you be a significant other? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like what was the question? I gotta get back to the question because I started thinking about life twists and turns.
Yeah, well, you answered it. I mean, I was like, was it, getting back together and hitting work?
Okay, yeah. So I'm sorry. So getting back together for us was definitely like a piece missing. I gotta say that. You know what I'm saying? It was like, me and his brother spent a lot of time with each other and around each other from kids as like my brother that I never had. I got two sisters. My brother passed probably when I was 1. David has, in his main tribe, he has 10 brothers and sisters, but we still was closer than any of my cousins and any of his brothers and sisters. So it's like, to miss that element aside from the group, it was definitely something missing. You know what I'm saying? And so a part of the creativity, adjusting with each other as men, but still understanding that there's more there to work with.
Right.
As far as the wisdom, the knowledge, the production skills. Dave produced the whole album. We both wrote the whole album. So just to see that alone is like, every now and then I just wanted to look at him like,
right.
Yeah.
Get him, Dave, get him.
And this brother is a lyrical genius, man. Like, literally, he can take most of these rappers out here can't mess with shit, like on the low. I'm like, boy, you should have been, they singing, rapping now. You should have, boy.
Yeah.
I get on him. So he's a lyrical genius, man. Lyrical genius, man. So this album was, we had our, with any relationship, you got to find it. But once we found that knit, we got the album now. That's just the beginning of a catalog that we can't wait to continue to build for our fans. So excited about that.
Well, I definitely want to talk about the new music. So the lead single off your new album, Rebirth, is called Be the One. And that was released to rave reviews. How's it like coming out the gate and that first single just, people like, okay, yeah, they're back. They're back.
It's definitely gratifying in so many ways. You could be as confident as you want to be. You can be as certain as you want to be, but a side effect of being a human being is we got feelings and emotions. So there's always that piece is like, how are they going to accept it? How are they going to take me? Everybody wants to be accepted. Everybody wants to be loved. So it's like, we're going to come genuine. We're going to put everything that we think that people say we are, and that we are in our music, that real R&B, good writing, good music, whatever the case is. So for people to like show it love is like showing my kid love. Like, oh, they love my child. They like my son. You know what I mean? I'm grateful. We're grateful, man. Very grateful. Very grateful.
Definitely humble, man.
And I love the concept for Congratulations, which is your latest single off the album. It's a breakup song, but it's not like a nasty breakup song. It's more of they're happy for each other. They're able to move on, and then, you know, there's no drama. You said that it was important to write a song like that, and why was that?
Because, man, we wanted to come from a positive. We have a goal, man. Like, you know, this time around, there's a underlining mission statement for our group, and that is to build the Black family, to encourage it. You understand? And we need healing. You know what I mean? We need help. You know what I mean? We need. There's so much we need as a community. So we don't want to just write songs like we did. We just wrote anything, but now we're writing with a purpose, you know? And we wanted to make a breakup song that was different than what we used to. Because usually when you're done with somebody, you're going to talk about them, you know, you're going to F you, you ain't no good, you was this, whatever, the third, you know, whatever. But when you find out as a grown man as well, you know, you're older, sometimes you can see this perspective. But as men, you realize that, you know, the reason why we was arguing was because we wasn't supposed to be together.
Right.
You know, it's as simple as that. And once you really get that settled, you're not even gonna argue no more. You realize, man, it was a waste of time arguing with you. You know, I was supposed to move on, you know what I mean? And even though I learned lessons in this relationship, I'm not gonna down you, because when you understand divine design, you're not gonna be mad at the process. You know, you realize that, you know, some doors got to be closed so that another door can open. And it just brings about a peace, and it really brings about love, full circle. You know, even though I'm not with you, I still got love for you. And I'm happy that you moved on and found somebody, because I'm with the person I'm with now. And this was all God's plan anyway. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of perspective we wanted to bring about. And that, again, will bring about peace versus the bickering. Because I love my people, but we can go in on each other real hard, and we love drama. You know, we make money off of it. Yeah, but we want to really change the narrative, like my brother Chi said in the last interview. We want to really change the narrative on a lot of things and a lot of issues.
Well, fellas, as we approach, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Now, I just wanted to add one thing to that. Grown man music. Now, grown man music, a young person can sing it, but it's just a perspective. Yeah. Just perspective to say that you gotta be man enough, first of all, to realize what the reality is. Like, you can love certain things in a person, but then there's certain things that you can't live with. Like, you be real with yourself and that person, and y'all come to an understanding and value that. First of all, respect the years of your life, that you're not gonna waste a bunch of years unhappy. If I really love and respect you, I really want you to be happy. If you ain't happy with me, then what we doing? Right. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like the respect of saying, you know, I love certain things about you, but I know for sure that there's things that I want to change and things you may not change, and we clash there. So I'm gonna give you the respect to say, you may need to hear from me to say, look, we ain't right for each other, so you can move on and be happy. Because some people need to hear from that person. Not you trying to closer. You know, you trying to blame each other. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? For something that's not neither one of y'all fault.
Right.
Nobody's fault that y'all are who y'all are.
Well said. Well said. We approached the release of your 5th studio album, Rebirth, on April 2nd. What are your mindset right now? I know that we already have the 2 songs out there we love. What are your mindset about? What do you want the listener to, when they listen to that last song, how you want them to walk away with? Feeling what?
We want them to feel touched, moved, and inspired, man. That's what music does. I remember the first time I heard Forever My Lady, you know what I mean? These swagged out, around the way dudes singing their heart out, talking about, so you're having my baby and it means so much to me, you know what I mean? Yeah. That was such a positive song, and that we don't even realize it, you know what I mean? And it was going against the narrative that people were saying about Black men being fathers, you know? So we want to get back to those values, and we hope that people feel what we feel. And I think it's already begun with songs like Congratulations. We had a lot of people calling us about that. So we got a couple celebrities that called us that's actually gonna be going live about that song, Congratulations. So I think it's working, man. We want people to be touched, moved, and inspired. follow us on @official Ruff Endz on Facebook and Instagram. Go to www.srgstore.com. Get the new album from Ruff Endz called Rebirth. You can pre-order it right now. April 2nd, the new single is going to be coming out. Be the One video is going to be coming out April 2nd as well. And that's going to be this Friday coming, or next Friday coming up. So there's a lot of things coming down the pipe. We're excited about this project. Like I said, this is Ruff Endz at its finest. This is our heart on paper, on wax. And we hope and know that the fans are going to feel it because we're speaking our truth. You know what I mean? So again, lastly, I want to say, man, thank you for being a platform to really showcase brands like us and R&B groups like us, man, to keep not only us alive, but R&B as a whole alive, man. So we appreciate what you're doing, and we thank you for having us, my brother.
Oh, it's been my pleasure. My pleasure. And I know you all can't wait to get back on that road. You know, once COVID is... Are y'all gonna get the vaccine, you think?
I don't know. On another note, I ain't getting no vaccine, you know what I mean? Jesus is coming back, and right. I'm gonna see y'all in heaven.
Well, listen, I think it goes out to Ruff Endz. That new album, Rebirth, is released April 2nd. You can pre-order right now. New single, congratulations. For more information, go to our website, thestephennightshow.com, and we will be right back after this.